Hi there, and I'll have a new opening next time, I promise. But welcome to the Call to Comics, and today we're looking at a couple of things. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to look at a graphic novel haul that I picked up. But I want to give a recommendation, a shout out, and a kind of review to a new series that's going on, or yeah, and that is Zeb Wells's The Amazing Spider-Man. So if you have not been picking this up, this is the second issue. The first issue is still should still be out there with many variant covers. There will be a variant cover for everybody. This is really good. Basically, the storyline behind this is 6 months after what has gone on with the Nick Spencer run. We don't know what has happened in those 6 months, but he has pretty much alienated everyone, except for his kind of friend Norman Osborn and a couple other people. But just to give the overall, it's like it says right here, it's done by John Romita Jr. Is the cover artist. Inside, we got John Romita at his best, actually. 6 months ago, something happened to Peter Parker, and now he has to live with the consequences of what he did. His debts have racked up. He's burned bridges with most of his family. He's betrayed Aunt May's trust and MJ. MJ has moved on from him. But crime doesn't take a break just because Spider-Man's personal life is a mess. Spider-Man busted a weapons trade between gang lords, the Rose and Tombstone, and got in with each other's respective lieutenants, Digger and White Rabbit. And anyway, so it goes on from there. This continues the storyline as Tombstone prepares to make his presence known again in the underworld. There's a couple neat things that I found out by reading this comic. That's aside from what's included in this comic is that Peter David's Captain Marvel Genisville is coming back to comics, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. Son of the original Captain Marvel is back, and in another thing that I was unaware of is this right here that Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor issue 1, Thor is missing, and Jane Foster is taking. Will she take over again for a short while, while they're trying to get Thor back? Looks like yes, and I'm actually very intrigued with that. So I have altogether, let me just count. I got like 7 or 8 books, all DC, and we'll go over them really quickly because I want to make this a shorter video so you guys can, well, hopefully if they're shorter, you come back for more, right? We got here The Dark Knight Volume 1. This is the New 52 era, so this is when David Finch was doing The Dark Knight. It has, Batman The Dark Knight, it has the first 9 issues, and I remember picking up the first. I know I had at least the first 4 of these on as a floppies back in the day. They didn't make it over here to this trip, but when they initially came out, I was collecting New 52, and I love David Finch's work. So it has some great art and just some fantastic stuff in here. That if you haven't checked it out, it's a really good one. The first volume is called Night Terrors, and it is gorgeous. Let's see what did the artwork on the inside. See if these say did the artwork on the inside. DC is not really good sometimes with doing like the credits on the inside. Looks like Paul Jenkins, writer and co-plotter. David Finch, penciler and co-plotter. David Finch's artwork is fantastic. Let's see right here, one of the splash pages. But I want to see like a bad guy page. Look at this. Some iconic versions of characters. Anyway, so that's the first one that I picked up. I also picked up a new volume of New Suicide Squad that I needed. I'm picking these up where I can find them. I don't have all of them. I got some of the Suicide Squad one that came before this. I don't think I have. I think I got one of these, but luckily not this one. And it is Tim Seeley's run on New Suicide Squad. So these are issues 17 to 22, and a special preview of Suicide Squad Rebirth. So right here, I think this is the final volume for this, the New Suicide Squad one. I had to look over a few times just to make sure I didn't have it. Luckily, I don't. But some really cool storylines in here, some great characters. I like the Suicide Squad a lot, and I'm really looking forward to diving into those books. I picked up another volume, and the earliest volume I think I got of Harlequin, aside from the offshoots. And this is volume 3, Kiss Kiss Bang Stab. I love this here cover. This is, I think, Amanda Conner. Yeah, Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti. They're a couple, and they worked on this one right here. They really get the voice of Harlequin down really well. So it's super exciting to be able to check out their work on here. And I love every single volume of Harley Quinn. Some people say that she's been overrated and she's been done too much, kind of like Deadpool. But I'm not getting tired of her at all. Uh, and I love the fact that there's kind of different, unique artwork here. There's this one sequence, uh, and it's very, very cartoony Batman the Animated Series comic book cartoony that I truly adore. But most of the artwork here is going to be, and it's different, like style. Look at that. Just different styles of artwork. This one here is basically um, with working psychiatrists managing an apartment building full of needy tenants and rambunctious pets, skating the roller derby and trying to start up a new romance. Harley Quinn has precious little time left for her missions of do-gooding. Time to expand her operation with her own very own team of assistants. And I'm not sure if this is going to like dive into because there's the whole storyline between the different Harleys, like the Harley, kind of her Harley group, which is actually kind of cool. I also got the Volume 1, the Francis Manipul, the Flash, and Brian Bussaletto. And this is the first 8 issues. So I love the artwork on this one here. I love Francis Manipul's like work on the Flash, and I just want to dive back in and reread a lot of this here. I missed a lot of it actually, so it's going to be interesting to catch up on some stuff that I missed out on, especially some of the early stuff. Also got another Flash here. I got Volume 5 History Lessons, and that is Brian Bussoletta and Patrick Zurcher. I just need volumes 2, 3, and 4, right? And we got here issues 26 to 29 and Flash Annual 2. Some great work in here, and there's also some actual kind of great pencil breakdowns in the back, so we do get some features there. And the artwork and the idea of having this kind of mysterious serial killer, which is in the storyline, very, very stoked on that. Also grabbed Batman Wildcat, which includes not just the Batman Wildcat miniseries, but it also has the Catwoman Wildcat miniseries and 5 additional classic Wildcat Batman Brave and the Bold team-ups. I probably have some of these here in some of my Brave and the Bold omnibuses that I have, but it's nice to have it all together in kind of one package. Because Wildcat's an interesting character that gets kind of underrated, and I love the Catwoman crossover that's done. And it's like during the Jim Ballant, like kind of the classic Catwoman look that kind of the one that I won't say grew up with, but the one I'm most used to, the Catwoman character like design that I actually like love the most. And there's a Catwoman right there, and there's Catwoman Wildcat. So really stoked on this. It's a thick book too. And the last, but definitely not least, probably the one I'm most excited about having is this one right here. And this is the Joker Endgame. It collects Batman 35 to 40, Arkham Manor Endgame number 1, Batgirl Endgame number 1, Batman Annual number 3, Detective Comics Endgame number 1, and Gotham Academy Endgame number 1. It was a big crossover that was done with the Joker. I love the way this was done. It was a bit controversial in the style, but it's a nice thick one. I did love this era. So we got, I think it's like Scott Snyder. Yeah, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's era of Batman. So it's going to be some really good quality stuff. They of course did the Court of Owls, the Death in the Family, and you're getting some amazing stuff there. The look of the Joker in this is unique and cool and iconic, and actually really look at him right there. Look at that art. He looks scary again. The Joker actually looks scary again, and I love that aspect of it. The Joker looking creepy. And you want to see like the classic look for the Joker here, to kind of like it's a bit of a flashback. But there you go, right there. The Joker that most people know him as. He still has that psychotic kind of creepy look to him, but it's really good. So basically, let's read the back here. He's Batman's greatest enemy, his deadliest threat, his opposite number. His bloody-minded madness is exceeded only by his twisted genius. He's the Clown Prince. The Pale Man and his crimes turned the world into one big, sick joke. But today, the joke is over. As the Joker plays his endgame with the Batman, citizens, villains, and heroes alike must survive his daily antics and come to terms with who the Joker is and what he means to them. Everyone has their place, but not everyone has a place within the Joker's madness. So really, really good volume there. And if you came in, you watched for the whole 2 minutes of this, I want to thank you so much, because I know these Color Comics videos do not always get the biggest views, but they're a passion project of mine, and I'm hoping that more people watch them so that more people get to see them. So if you like this, or you know somebody that will like this and enjoy watching a Cult Comics video, then let them know, and I'll do more of them anyway. But then I'll do more of those. Right now, comics wise, I can say I'm reading some Savage Sword Conan. I just finished Adobe of the Damned, which is a really good story. It's around the time that Conan is thought to be dead. So he's coming into these places where people like literally are like they're he's dead. Don't worry about Conan. But yeah, he gives them reason to worry. It's a really good storyline. Basically, the idea is that there's this girl she's a lady of the evening, and she's made enough money so she can have her own inn and basically her own type of brothel. She's not going to do any work like that anymore. She gets a knock on the door, and it is her brother who's just been attacked by an assassin, and he's dying. He gives her some information on a shadowy organization in an area she didn't know about, and she swears vengeance, takes all of her money basically, and goes out to get revenge, and that goes sour really, really quickly. But luckily, Conan comes out, and much fighting and blood and murder happens. So there you go. It's a lot of fun, and that's what I'm reading, as well as I'm playing an Xbox Series X. I'm playing Conan Exiles, and I'm really enjoying that. So I recommend that. For newer stuff that came out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge recently came out. If you have an Xbox Series X, that will be free on Game Pass. It came out on day one, and it is a very good, very arcadey style Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. You can play either of the 4 Turtles, or as April, or as Splinter, and yeah, you're gonna enjoy it. Anyway, this has been the Call to Comics. My name is Aaron, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys again very soon, because I have a couple other things coming up, and yeah, just keep an eye out.